A yurt is a portable, bent dwelling structure traditionally used by nomads in the steppes of Central Asia as their home. The structure comprises a crown or compression wheel, usually steam-bent, supported by roof ribs which are bent down at the end where they meet the lattice wall. The top of the wall is prevented from spreading by means of a tension band which opposes the force of the roof ribs. The structure is usually covered by layers of fabric and sheep's wool felt for insulation and weatherproofing. Etymology and synonyms. Yurt, originally from a Turkic word referring to the imprint left in the ground by a moved yurt, and by extension, sometimes a person's homeland, kinsman, or feudal appanage. The term came to be used in reference to the physical tent-like dwellings only in other languages. In modern Turkish the word yurt is used as the synonym of homeland or a dormitory. In Russian the structure is called yurta, whence the word came into English. th3 euro in Mongolian simply means home, nthn euro th1 quarter unregistered trademark is the Bashkir term for yurt, ththn thoth to the first the Kazakh word, and means felt house, th plus or minus th 3/4 thoth to the first the Kyrgyz term is meaning grey house, because of the color of the felt, ark a paragraph or 1/2 and gar in a paragraph or 1/2 in Turkmen the term is both. Literally white house, and black house, depending on its luxury and elegance. Kyrgyz/Jurga Afghans call them. Khimar is the word for a yurt or a tent-like dwelling in Pakistan. From the Urdu registered trademark IU in Persian yurt is called chador, in Tajik the names are yurt, ksona isio, kshema. History, yurts have been a distinctive feature of life in Central Asia for at least 3,000 years. The first written description of a yurt used as a dwelling was recorded by Herodotus, the father of history, who lived in Greece between 484 and 424 BC. He described yurt-like tents as the dwelling place of the Scythians, a horse-riding nomadic nation who lived in the northern Black Sea and Central Asian region from around 600 BC to AD 300. Construction. Traditional yurts consist of an expanding wooden circular frame carrying a felt cover. The felt is made from the wool of the flocks of sheep that accompany the pastoralists. The timber to make the external structure is not to be found on the treeless steppes, and must be obtained by trade in the valleys below. The frame consists of one or more expanding lattice wall sections, a door frame, bent roof poles and a crown. The Mongolian ger has one or more columns to support the crown and straight roof poles. The wood frame is covered with pieces of felt. Depending on availability, the felt is additionally covered with canvas and or some covers. The frame is held together with one or more ropes or ribbons. The structure is kept under compression by the weight of the covers, sometimes supplemented by a heavy weight hung from the center of the roof. They vary with different sizes, and relative weight. A yurt is designed to be dismantled and the parts carried compactly on camels or yaks to be rebuilt on another site. Complete construction takes around 2 hours. Decoration and symbolism. The traditional decoration within a yurt is primarily pattern-based. These patterns are generally not according to taste, but are derived from sacred ornaments with certain symbolism. Symbols representing strength are among the most common, including the cars and 4 powerful beasts, as well as stylized representations of the 5 elements, considered to be the fundamental, unchanging elements of the cosmos. Such patterns are commonly used in the home with the belief that they will bring strength and offer protection. Repeating geometric patterns are also widely used. The most widespread geometric pattern is the continuous hammer or walking pattern. Commonly used as a border decoration, it represents unending strength and constant movement. Another common pattern is the ulzir, which is a symbol of long life and happiness. The Kamaruk-Alts and Everuk-Alts are derived from the shape of the animal's nose and horns, and are the oldest traditional patterns. All patterns can be found among not only the yurts themselves, but also on embroidery, furniture, books, clothing, doors, and other objects. In Central Asia, the wooden crown of the yurt is itself emblematic in many Central Asian cultures. In old Kazakh communities, the yurt itself would often be repaired and rebuilt, but the shamrock would remain intact, passed from father to son upon the father's death. A family's length of heritage could be measured by the accumulation of stains on the shamrock from decades of smoke passing through it. A stylized version of the crown is in the center of the coat of arms of Kazakhstan, and forms the main image on the flag of Kyrgyzstan. Today the yurt is seen as a nationalistic symbol among many Central Asian groups, and as such, yurts may be used as kafar copyright-s, museums, and souvenir shops. Buddhist symbolism in the Mongolian gers. The design of the Mongolian ger developed from its ancient simple forms to actively integrate with Buddhist culture. The crown tuno adopted the shape of Dharmakakra. The earlier style of tuno, nowadays more readily found in Central Asian yurts, is called in Mongolia Sarklinik tuno, while the tuno representing Buddhist Dharmakakra is called Korlo tuno. Also the shapes, colors and ornaments of the wooden elements are tuno. Pillars and poles of the Mongolian yurt are in accord with the artistic style found in Buddhist monasteries of Mongolia. Such yurts are called Wianjian ger, literally meaning home of lyrics, or home of melodies. Western yurts. Enthusiasts in other countries have taken the visual idea of the yurt around, semi-permanent tent and have adapted them. Although those structures may be copied to some extent from the originals found in Central Asia, they often have some different features in their design that adapt them to different climate and use. In the United States and Canada, yurts are made using high-tech materials. They are highly engineered and built for extreme weather conditions. In addition, erecting one can take days and they are not intended to be moved often. These North American yurts are better named yurt derivations, as they are no longer round felt homes that are easy to mount, dismount and transport. North American yurts and yurt derivations were pioneered by William Coperthwaite in the 1960s, after he was inspired to build them by a National Geographic article about Supreme Court Justice William O. Douglas's visit to Mongolia. In 1978, Oregon-based company Pacific Yurts became the first to manufacture yurts using architectural fabrics and structural engineering, paving the way for yurts to become popular attractions at ski resorts and campgrounds. In 1993, Oregon became the first state to incorporate yurts into its parks department as year-round camping facilities. Since then, at least 17 other U.S. states have introduced yurt camping into their own parks departments. In Europe, a closer approximation to the Mongolian and Central Asian yurt is in production in several countries. These tents use local hardwood, and often are adapted for a wetter climate with steeper roof profiles and waterproof canvas. In essence they are yurts, but some lack the felt cover that is present in traditional yurt. The palaza is a traditional building found in the Serra dos Ancares in northern Spain. Palazas have stone walls and a canonical roof made of stalks of rye. Different groups and individuals use yurts for a variety of purposes, from full-time housing to schoolrooms. In some provincial parks in Canada, and state parks in several U.S. states, permanent yurts are available for camping. See also, Architecture of Mongolia, Flag of Kyrgyzstan, Heekcha Yurt, List of human habitation forms, Mausoleum of Theodoric, Tent, Uranga, Yurt Quarter, References, Mongolian gers or yurts, Heritage of Nomadic Peoples, Ger, Mamaid's Dictionary Thesaurus, A Complete Guide to Making a Mongolian Ger, webpage, retrieved October 23, 2011, Van der Hagen, Bernard. Mongolian Ger Decoration. Boston Star Consulting. Retrieved October 27, 2011, article at Alternatives magazine on North American yurts, webpage, retrieved February 9, 2006, article at Midwest Weekends on Yurt Camping, webpage, retrieved December 8, 2010, external links, Yurt Info, a comprehensive resource for yurts and related structures, time-lapse of yurt construction at Blackdown Yurts, Devon, England by Mike Lusmore, Yurts of the Nomadic Chaha People. Inner Mongolia, China, 1874.